Hello. Welcome to the Blog Talk Radio Show brought to you by the Hope Collection.
Welcome to Unveiling Valor, Captain Len Kaine's journey from naval hero to humanitarian luminary with your host Captain Len Kaine and President of the Hope Collection Ron Clayton. We would like to thank our sponsors, extend our deepest gratitude to the Hope Collection and Joel and Ardith Griffing for their unwavering support in making a positive impact on our community. Our generosity empowers us to reach further, dream bigger, and extend a helping hand to those in need.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Len, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully, you can hear me out there. This is Linda Clayton, and with Ron Clayton here. We are in sunny Florida right now, so we're calling remotely, and hopefully you can hear me and we can connect soon. So, welcome to the show, and welcome Len Kaine, Captain Len Kaine. We're really looking forward to having this time together to talk about, the Golden Rule Society that you founded 52 years ago. Hello, hello. I can hear somebody in the background. Can you hear me?
Len Kaine's here, standing by.
Well, hello, Len. Good afternoon, or good morning for you, since you're in California. We are in sunny Florida right now.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
yes.
Enjoy. We're in Florida.
We are heading up to St. Augustine right as we speak. We're just 13 miles outside of St. Augustine, coming up from Daytona, where we have been visiting. So, but it's good to hear your voice. Mary asked if we could step in. She is opened the call for us, and so we have a chance to chat.
Oh, how sweet it is.
Ron is driving right now. Ron is doing the driving, so I'm manning the phone here, or womaning the phone here.
Well, it's always wonderful. An honor and a pleasure to be with you on the Blog Talk Radio Show 5 days a week. But I'm honored and, again, humbled to be in charge of the Friday show. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say to you, because this radio show goes to 95 countries, and we always say we don't know who's listening, but we always mention to them to welcome aboard. Now watch my lips. And, of course, everybody laughs because it's a radio show. They can't see my lips. But I always give them the point that we're not selling anything. And I always say, welcome aboard, because this is an opportunity for you to make a better life for yourself. And again, I'll stress the point, we're not selling anything. We have gifts for you. The programs we have for the past 52 years, we've been helping children, churches, charities, nationwide, worldwide. And I've got a lot of good stories to tell you about all the things that are happening. A kindness campaign that's going nationwide, worldwide. This is what we need in this world, a kindness program. And I'll explain it to you. But first off, what I'd like to do is suggest that you get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and be ready to take notes, because we're going to be giving you opportunities that you can share with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your church, your charity, whoever you want to tell about. Because they don't have to listen to the radio show because they might be working or doing whatever. But you'll give them links that they can contact and take advantage of what we've been doing for all these 52 years. Mm-hmm. And by the way, we're all non-paid volunteers in the Golden Rule Society charity. So we're not here trying to make a bunch of money. We're trying to make it a better world. Busy doing the work of the Lord. People ask me about that, and I said, yes, we're busy doing the work of the Lord. And the thing is, he doesn't pay us anything, but we understand his retirement program is out of this world. At least we hope and pray for that, don't we? So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. And we're happy to have you here, and we can press on. But please, Mary, would you keep on doing something so I take a sip of coffee, and tell me a little bit more about the introduction, please.
I will do. This isn't Mary. This is Linda, actually, and I would be happy to. You know, the Hope Collection, just reaches so many people, as does the Golden Rule Society, and it's so wonderful to be working together and just, like you said, making the world a better place, and just being able to share kindness. I know you're going to go in depth with the kindness campaign, but I'll tell you, we have been touched by kindness today. We left the hotel where we were staying in Daytona. I'm telling Ron, okay, go this way, go that way. I had us heading south. We're supposed to be heading north. So here we went an hour out of our way, half hour going the wrong way, and then had to come all the way back. So I kind of slowed us down because trying to find the right route. And this man pulled up next to us, and Ron kind of waved him down, and he said, we're trying to get to St. Augustine on Route 1. And he said, you're going the wrong way. We would have ended up in Miami instead of Augustine. So he was so helpful. He said, just follow me. And he took us, hopefully not out of his way, because we followed him for a good half hour. We were so on such the wrong route, and we were on these little side streets, so we weren't even on a highway. We were so lost. But the kindness of that man's heart, he just said, follow me, and isn't that what we really want to do in life? If somebody has a problem, say, follow me. I'll show you the right way to go.
Well, it's always nice to have people who are courteous and kind and trying to help make it a better world. That's why we all here, and we should be all here doing that sort of thing. And we'll cover that. And I'm glad that you had a helper pointing you in the right direction. By golly.
Yes.
Now, how's Mr. Wonderful doing? How's Mr. Wonderful? Is he busy driving?
He's driving, yes. We're just about 20 minutes to our destination. We're going to St. Augustine, the oldest city in America, in the United States. It was founded by the Spanish back in the 1500s. And Ponce de Leon, remember, he was looking for the fountain of youth, and we're staying at the Ponce de Leon Hotel. And it's just a wonderful looking old hotel, just a classic. And so we're looking forward to that. And we're meeting up with a friend, and then tomorrow evening we fly back to Buffalo. We shuffle off to Buffalo tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing a lot of sightseeing and Right now we're in St. Augustine Shores. It's just been a beautiful, beautiful trip. The weather has been wonderful. We took a river cruise along the Halifax River, a lunch cruise. So we got to see a whole bunch on an old paddle wheel boat. And it was a fabulous lunch. The food was wonderful. And luckily, we didn't go on the dinner cruise, because by the time we got back to the hotel, it was pouring rain. So the dinner cruise would have been quite wet, but the lunch cruise was just beautiful. So we did that Wednesday.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful news. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you about this nice lady. She is, I misread her voice when she's on. I thought she was one of our other senior advisors in the Golden Rule Society, and we've got 20 of them. Anyway,
yeah.
This Miss Linda Clayton is the wife of Mr. Ron Clayton. Now, a little history about the program that we're on. It is the Hope for You organization. And a little background on it. Mr. Ron Clayton is now the president of the Hope for You, and the Hope organization. And his lovely bride, Linda, chatting up and keeping us up to speed. They are traveling because they do that. And Mr. Ron and Linda, they have taken over the organization because the founder of the organization, I got to tell you, a gentleman by the name of Joel Gripping. What an incredible man he was. Sadly, cancer got him, and he's in heaven now with the good Lord. But Mr. Joel Gripping, or I should say Dr. Joel Gripping, because he was a PhD, doctorate in mathematics. He was a senior advisor to 3 of the presidents of the United States. Wow. What kind of guy can you imagine he is and was? And after a number of years, we didn't meet each other, but he went to college at Mansfield University up in Pennsylvania, where my high school football coach went. And we didn't meet each other until years later. But when we did, and he found out that he'd spent all these years keeping the presidents of the United States in good guidance, making the United States the wonderful country that it's supposed to be. And it was wonderful. And he heard what I was doing, and he called me one day, introduced himself, and he said, I'd like to be a volunteer in the Golden Rule Society charity. And it took me about a second and a half to say, welcome aboard, because that's the kind of gentleman he was and still is in our hearts and our mind. We miss him, pray for him and his family, all that. But again and again, Mr. Ron Clayton and his lovely bride, Linda, are taking care of the organization. Thousands of people and the lives of people here, there, and everywhere, worldwide. And that's the nice part about it. And you're part of it. So here's what I'm going to tell you right now. I asked you to be sure that you had a piece of paper and a pencil and paper, all that. And you've got to write this down. And you know how it goes on our website, www.goldenrulesociety. And that's all one word, no spaces. Golden Rule Society dot the letters ORG. Charitable, nonprofit, tax-exempt, nationwide, worldwide. And again, we're all non-paid volunteers, and we're not selling anything. And I've been blessed to have, all these years, 5 nominations for the Nobel Peace Prize. And I was told that in 2014, I was number 2 in the world for the Nobel Peace Prize. And, of course, I told the nice people at Nobel over there in Europe, I said, I don't want to be number 2 anywhere. I want to be number 1 because I was a Navy fighter pilot. I was the East Coast Top Gun and the All-Navy Top Gun, and I got a world record flying tactics and all that. Anyway, on and on. I don't want to be talking about myself. I'm talking about things for you. So that's the nice part about it. And the program is going great because when you go to the website, goldenrulesociety.org, you're going to find what is called the Hope for You. And this is the Golden Rule Society's wonderful organization run by the wonderful friend, Mr. Ron Clayton, and his lovely bride, Linda. And when you get there, it just automatically you have access to wonderful things that guarantee you're going to be more successful in your life, both in your living your life and in the business that you're in, whether you're working for somebody or people are working for you. And you follow the teachings of history's most successful people, logically you're going to be more successful in your life. And that's why we're here. It just goes on, and so many wonderful things that are available to you, especially on the website. And I'm going to save one of the best for last, so that you're enthralled to stay with us for the whole show, because it's going to knock your socks off. Some of the things we've been doing that are helping to make it a better world. And that's why we're here. We're here to serve. And people ask me all the time, so Len, what's your philosophy? Why are you doing all this stuff? And I'm telling you, and you might still remember this. The philosophy is very simple. To better the lives of others is your life's greatest reward, which makes the rest of your life the best of your life. And it just tugs at the heartstrings to know that the good things that you can be doing to help others. And why not? We're here to serve. And that's much better than fighting and shooting and killing one another and trying to take advantage of looking for power and control and rather. That's not a world. That's madness. That's Hades. Hell is another word for it. So live in hell when you can be living close to heaven, being kind. And everybody says, where would you get to this idea about what you're doing with the Golden Rule Society charity? And I tell everybody, I was a coal miner's kid, born and raised near Scranton, Pennsylvania. Graduated high school, and the next day I was off to the Navy. And as I was ready to leave the house, my mother, I had my little bag packed and ready to go. It wasn't very big, but had my stuff in it. And my mother said to me, Len, remember this, wherever you go, whatever you do, whoever you meet, be kind. Those two words are in my heart, my soul, and my mind. And that's the way I'm trying to live my life. And we have, as I mentioned, the nationwide, worldwide Golden Rule Society's kindness campaign. And it goes like this, and it's available to you on our website. But here's how it is. With kindness and love and hope in your heart for peace in the world, treat others the way you want to be treated, truthfully, with dignity and respect. And when you do that, sharing with others, you're sharing the love that your God gives you with others. And when you do it, simply do it with a smile. What a wonderful world it would be if we would all just do that, rather than throwing rocks and trying to kill one another. And that's why we're here. We're here to serve. So that's the kindness campaign. As I said, we put it into every language that we can. This show goes to 95 countries, and it covers 63 different languages. Of course, I was conversant in Spanish and French, but I do this in my language, which which is English, obviously, and I hope that you're enjoying it. But it'll be translated to the other language as well. That's the kindness campaign. And there are more opportunities, and I'm going to get to them. Because, like I say, stick with us because I'm going to knock your socks off on something that is going to, because it benefits you. That's the nice part about it. And we go on and on with it because I told you about that. We want to have the program, and I'm just fascinated with it because, and just next weekend, here I'm living across the bridge from San Diego in a little town called Coronado, California.
No, I just didn't have a beautiful day, man. You look like you was focused. I heard you say, hey, ma'am.
Somebody's trying to walk in.
Yeah,
was that you?
Was that you? Children, and then when I try to give women respect that they deserve, but you have beautiful energy. You remind me of one of my best. Man.
And to introduce yourself, please. People want to hear what you have to say. Please. Who are you?
Country boy. You're.
I'm sorry, I must unmute. I beg your pardon.
Put yourself on mute, okay? Okay, sorry about that, Len. He was talking to somebody else in the background. So.
Brad Dorsey, is that you, sir? Or is that you, Bob Oakley?
No. I think it was Brad, but he was talking to somebody else in the background. So he'll come back on when he finishes that conversation, I'm sure. But sorry to interrupt, Len, because what you were talking about was so important. So,
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brad Dorsey, he probably didn't press the right button, but he will come on the show and before it's over because he's one of the wonderful performers. He's a senior advisor in our Golden Rule Society charity, and he is such a man. He's down there in Georgia, and last year he built dozens of homes for people who are homeless. This is the kind of guy he is, working with his family, friends, neighbors, churches, charities. Terrific work. He works from his heart and his soul. That's the kind of guy he is. We want to hear what he has to say because it's really awesome. And as I said, we have almost a big number of senior advisors. And again, I mentioned we're all non-paid. And each of them does wonderful stuff, helping to make it a better world. And any time any one of the gentlemen or one of the ladies does something special, I always say, okay, dear, or Charlie, or whoever it is, I'm going to double your salary. And it doesn't take long for them to say, hey, Captain Kaine, 2 times nothing is still nothing. Well, it's all in good fun because a little levity goes a long way. Yeah. And that's why we're here. We might as well enjoy it rather than stuffy stuff because here's the goal, to make it a better world for you and yours now and always. And you're on the right show because this show is on 5-day weekdays at high noon East Coast, which means it's 9 o'clock in the morning here in California. And that's the nice part about it. We touch the lives of so many people in 95 countries, as many as 95 countries. So that's the nice part about it, to help make it a better world. What a wonderful opportunity it is. And again, I'm going to tell you more about tugging at the heartstrings because I guarantee it's going to knock your socks off. And we're going to keep on going on. That's the nice part about it. And we have, when we first came on, I understood or recognized the voice, a lady by the name of Mary Stanley. And she is something special. She served in the military in the United States. And when she was retired, she went on to be something special. And she started picking up on the Golden Rule Society's program. And we have our kindness campaign. So she, with the high school, she has two wonderful children. Oh, little, she's got a little daughter, a young son, great kids. And they came down to the home of Mr. Ron Clayton and Linda, and in Buffalo, New York, where I was invited to be the keystone speaker at the largest naval base in the United States of America. They had 3 TV stations there recording it all, and 2 radio stations as well. And it was an honor and a pleasure to talk to people listening. And Miss Mary Stanley and her children, they came down dedicating and honoring those who have served, fought, and died to protect our freedoms. And that touches at the heartstrings. I keep saying it over and over. And the children, and a number of children, they came with them, they brought down thousands of little American flags, about 9 inches tall, that the children placed on the where the heroes were buried, on their excuse me, I'm getting emotional, where they're buried, and each one of those children would put those flags honoring those who gave their lives. Again and again, it really grabs you to know that people have served, fought, and died so that we can enjoy the freedoms that we have today. And we got to keep working on that. We have to keep our country free and wonderful again. Anyway, that's the way they did it, and that Mary Stanley did it. Wonderful, wonderful. So she developed, I tell you, we have our kindness campaign. So she started in the school, where in her hometown, talking to the head of the school, all the teachers, and they started having kindness clubs in each of the classes. So the children in the class, they're learning from the teachers all that they're supposed to be studying, and they also have their own little kindness club. And by the way, Mary Stanley, wise lady that she is, the children were not going to interfere with anything that the teachers were teaching them. This was something on the side, but it brought the children together in a kindness club, working together. And the performance of the children, the teachers thought, this is really great, because the kids are dedicated to getting an education rather than fussing and fighting and that sort of a thing, arguing. And that's the nice part about it. So here's the deal, and the goal is we're kindness clubs established and expanded throughout the United States in every school. Why not? It doesn't interfere with any of the educational aspect of it, but it adds people working together, being kind with one another and courteous. What a nice way to live. And she gets all the credit for it. I'm honored that she's one of our senior advisors with wonderful children helping to make it a better world. Thank you, Mary Stanley. And if you're on board, you can jump on in. And I know that you're a busy lady doing her thing to help make it a better world. But ladies and gentlemen, let's all salute Mary Stanley for all the wonderful work that she's doing. And, of course, that includes Mr. Ron Clayton and his lovely bride, Linda Clayton, because they are worker bees, keeping it going. And that's what we're doing. So I got other things to talk about. And I told you about the hope for success for you. And here's something that you got to do when you visit our website. I give it to you, www.goldenrulesociety.org. Simply stated, we're a charity, nonprofit. We're all non-paid, helping to make it a better world. And what I made arrangements with, most all of the airlines in the country and in many in the world, they give discounts. And I'll give you a simple example. A friend of mine in San Diego had a business trip to New York City with his wife. And I'll just use this as an example. It was going to cost him $1,000. And that's just a representative number. And they said, yeah, that's what it's going to cost you. And he says, well, I'm part of the program with the Golden Rule Society, which we now have the Wise Traveler program. And they said, oh, yes, that's right. Okay. It's not going to cost you $1,000. It's going to cost $600. So they saved $400 on their very first trip. And the nice part about it, the program doesn't expire. So you can log on and to the Gold Rule Society website, log in, and get discounts on travel. Simple as that. Why not? Better to have the money in your pocket. Not only do we have the discounts on travel, I put together a little program because after I spent 26 and a half years in the Navy, I was offered an opportunity to become an airline pilot right here in San Diego. When they called it was Pacific Southwest Airlines, PSA. And they said, Len, we want you to come aboard and be an instructor and also a line pilot. Okay, I gave it a try because I really enjoyed flying airplanes. Most people do. So that was fine. So I was with them for a long time, and I was an instructor pilot for this organization that was putting an airline together. And I said, fine. So we taught these pilots how to be airline pilots. And it took a while, but it was fun and enjoyable. And after the training was all finished and they're all qualified, the organization moved down to Texas, and they became Southwest Airlines. And we were Pacific Southwest Airlines, so they just dropped Pacific, and they have Southwest Airlines. Great organization, wonderful people, good flyers, all that good stuff. And they're doing their magic, continuing to what we're doing. And everybody said, Len, how did you get into this Golden Rule Society charity? Well, it's a funny story, so I'm going to tell it to you. One Christmas, I received 2 electric shavers for Christmas. The electric shavers, neither one of them was ever used. One came from my wife, Ann, and the other one came to me from her mother back in Pennsylvania. So I asked all my Navy fighter pilot buddies and my airline pilot buddies, what am I going to do with 2 electric shavers? And they all told me the same thing. Len, you shave your face with one and you shave your legs with the other one. Okay, good for giggles. And we laughed about that. But I decided one day on the airplane flying along, I told the people, I said, ladies and gentlemen, I've got this idea. I've got this electric shaver. It's worth $25, brand new, never been used, still in the box, and I'm going to swap it with anybody on the airplane for something of greater value. And we're going to do this all on paper. We're not going to be carrying things and stuff on airplanes. So we did that. And every flight, we would swap whatever the latest and best item we had with others. And our chief pilot heard about what I was doing, and he said, you're doing what? Holy smokes. He said, I got to talk to the president of the airline, which he did. And the president came to me and said, that's a great idea, because we were accumulating gifts. And the idea was at the end, when we got enough gifts, we were going to have a drawing. And the winners would win the prizes, and the money would go to charities. Long story short, we raised almost $100,000. All went to charity. Wow. Everybody was happy. And I have no idea how many charities we had, all the prizes that we accumulated. It just got overwhelming. And I had a good friend who was an attorney, but he was also one of my golfing buddies. And he said, Len, we've got to form a charity because everybody's going to be saying, what is he doing with the money? I said, sounds good to me. We might as well be wide open so everybody knows where the money goes. And again, and I'm going to say this, whatever we get in donations, we give. Oh, we pay for the electric bill to keep the Golden Rule Society charity going and the computer and that sort of stuff. But that's who we are. But we tell people, look, if you want to make a donation for all the good things that we offer you through the Golden Rule Society, we suggest that you make it to your own church or your own charity. That way you know where your money's going and they know who you are, so everybody's happy. That's a good deal, isn't it? Because one person, I said, when you donate it to the Golden Rule Society, I may donate it to the XYZ charity. And you say, oh, I don't particularly like them. So that's why we don't get into that. We make sure that we let the people do it. And if we receive money, we pay for the bills, so we donate it to charity. That's the nice part about being in this business. So that's what we did. We formed the Golden Rule Society charity. 52 years of it. Non-paid, helping children, churches, charities. And as I mentioned, I've only got 5 nominations for the Nobel Peace Prize. Plus the fact that we've got all kinds of awards from presidents throughout the United States, organizations, nationwide, worldwide. And it's nice to be recognized. As a matter of fact, I got to brag a little bit about this. We were selected as who's who in the USA a number of times. And just this past year, 2024 and 2025, Golden Rule Society is not only who's who in the United States, we are who's who in the world. The entire world knows about us and what the nice things that we're doing. It tugs at the heartstrings. I keep saying it over and over again. So we're going on. And Mr. Brad Dorsey, did I hear your words? Brad Dorsey, is that you?
No, this is Ron Clayton. Hello, Len.
Oh, Mr. Ron Clayton, president of the Hope Collection. God bless you. Welcome aboard. Let's hit it. Mr. Ron Clayton, he is something special. And by the way, not only is he president of the Hope Collection, helping people here, there, and everywhere, he's also a senior advisor in the Golden Rule Society charity, doing marvelous work. Oh, helping children, churches, charities nationwide, worldwide. Ron, I hope you're not driving. I hope you're safe.
No,
welcome aboard.
Just pulled into the hotel room. We just pulled into our hotel room. We're here in St. Augustine. We just arrived, and we've been driving up from. We left at about 9 this morning from the hotel in Daytona, where we were driving from. Anyways, the reason I wanted to get on before you signed off, I just want to say thank you so much. I know you and Linda chatted for all the way I was driving today. The road and the traffic was really heavy, so I couldn't distract myself and be talking on the phone too. If I was in my car, I had hands free, but I don't have it here. But I wanted to say just thank you so much. And I know that coming up, you are going to be going to Washington to the Salute to the Heroes program. I know you're being honored again for your service and your wonderful leadership. And I know you're going to be flown out to that's Washington, D.C., I believe. Am I correct?
That is right. Next week, I will miss the show because I'm going to be in Washington, D.C., traveling around honoring all those who have served, fought, and even died, defending our country and giving us the freedom that everybody cherishes and worships that. And we're going to honor them. It's going to be 4 days in Washington, D.C., and I was honored to be selected to have them give me the tour and all, visiting all those organizations as we honor those who have served, fought, and died. God bless. Back over to you, Ron.
I just want to honor you, and we just appreciate you so much. So glad you're so committed and dedicated to having and being one of us to broadcast a show every Friday. And I want to talk to you about, and everybody that's listening in, we have another program, achievement we'll call it, May 30th of next year. You know, we're in 2024. Well, May next thing, we have the Freedom Cruise Carnival Cruise Lines is honoring Captain Len Kaine on an exclusive cruise from Port Canaveral to Caicos and Turks and Bimini, and we're going there, and there's a big celebration honoring you, Lon, and we're on board the ship, and all those are joining us on the cruise, and we have open cabins, so people are welcome to join us. You're welcome to come on and join us. So if you would, make sure you get a hold of myself or Mary Stanley. Her and her children are coming on board. Rick Reese and his wife, and a lot of other people, members of the Hope Collection, are joining us for this honored program, and so we're going to hang out together. And so please, we got another month here, a few weeks, so that we can still make deposits, and make a small deposit and then pay on it till the time we go. So I just wanted to let you know that we can do that. And so as the show's end today, I just want to make sure that's a commercial. I admit that's a commercial one. And the reason we sell it because we have to pay the cruise line for the cabin. But we have got an incredible deal. You can get an inside cabin, a window cabin, or even a balcony. And so you have all choices, and the prices are very reasonable for a cruise. And after next week, we'll be able to call Carnival. That's a connection with the airlines. We don't have the airlines priced yet because they can't book them until you can't open up for next May till October 1st. So we're coming close, and we'll be talking about that in the future. But we do have a special deal through Carnival. If you book a cruise, book a cabin, you can get a special deal on the pricing for your airline tickets. So we'll be doing that next week, next month. So we'll be talking about it. I just want to make sure anybody who wants to have opportunity to hang around with Len Kaine for 5 days. And we're going from Cape Canaveral, Port Canaveral, and by the way, they've been real active. They've been shooting off rockets. We're back in space, NASA and private. You know, we got SpaceX, and how about that SpaceX that went up and came back down and landed, and now they got another one going back up to get those astronauts back. So we're just part of a great history-making time to hang with Len Kaine and the Golden Rule Society. So please join us. Go ahead, Len. You can take the show back here.
Absolutely. Ron, God bless you for all the wonderful things you're doing. And ladies and gentlemen, very simply, if there's anybody interested in the cruise, it's fascinating. And it's first come, first served. But all you have to do is send an email to Len Kaine, that's Lenkaine, at grsmail.com. And the GRS stands for Golden Rule Society, but the email address, and just say, we're interested in the information. And we will send you the information, how you can sign up, ticket it, and it's gone totally under the control of Mr. Ron Clayton and his lovely bride, Linda. And you can save and reserve your spot, because my wife Ann and I are going to be there. Wouldn't miss it, because it's just wonderful, and it's next spring. And why not? That's all you have to do is take a look at it, and you can share it with family. Wonderful organization, wonderful cruise, delightful, reasonable, having fun with people that are helping to make it a better world, and all the good things that we offer you. And I mentioned just some of them because there's more to go. And I promise you I'm going to knock your socks off. So stay with us on the show. But that's all you have to do. Write this down. Len Kaine, Lenkaine, at GRS, the initials of Golden Rule Society, GRS.com. And what we'll do is we'll just automatically respond to you with the information and your choice. Nobody's going to be pushing you. There's no stress, strain, or anything like that. I'm going to say, here's the information. It's your choice. Do what you like. You can say, hey, I'd like to maybe do this with my family or with my friends and neighbors or church or whoever you want to work with. And tell them to be nice. Nice gift for people who have birthdays or anniversaries, or your own self, for crying out loud. But that's because Mr. Ron and Linda Kaine put this thing together, because they do wonderful things. God bless them both, as always. And they're doing a great job with the Hope Collection. What an organization. Wow.
So, Len, you know, we've been doing so many things to help people understand the various benefits that our organizations deliver. We don't just talk about it. Our organizations deliver benefits. Like if you wanted to take advantage of some of the things, Intiva Health, one of the most incredible medical companies in the world, like you, and they are world-renowned. They're American-made pharmaceutical manufacturing products and a healthcare company that delivers all kinds of services. Like if you want to get a genetic test and get a whole readout for your doctor, your primary, that tells your physicians, or if you're going to have surgeries or any of that, they have a test that can run on you, a genetic test with a swab, and you can turn around and get a report that tells you what medicines you should not take. This can be preventative medicine, especially in today's world. And I bet your insurance company may cover it. If not, it does cost their price is $200. You know, you really to know that kind of information in your medical condition. That's incredible power to give to your doctor and to help you not get sick. You don't want a medicine that's not going to take care of you. That comes to us because of this organization called Intiva Health. And Len Kaine, you brought this organization to us, and they've been recognized as a number one supplier, number one in the world to the medical industry. They're recognized. They are so not only legitimate, but they deliver at such a high level all of these kinds of services. And we can go on and tell stories forever, can't we, Len?
Yes, sir. I would promise them that I would tell them all about that. But that's a nice introduction. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you I'd knock your socks off. And Mr. Ron Kaine is courteous and kind and introduced us and you to the Intiva Health Program. I'm going to tell you where it started. Because as a Navy fighter pilot, I was over Vietnam for 2 combat deployments. And using the tactics that I worked on and developed and set a world record, by the way, flying 6 different airplanes in air combat maneuvering in 2 consecutive days. I was scheduled to fly a 7th one, but I was pulling so many G's, I said, I don't think I'd fly the 7th one because I may not make it back. But that was all. But the point is, we developed these tactics over in Vietnam. I'm up at altitude, and our squadron was the very first squadrons that did not lose a single airplane in combat using the tactics. And the Air Force, the guy that was in charge of the Air Force, he said, we got to get information about this. And they made a special trip out to our aircraft carrier, the USS Enterprise, which, by the way, was the largest concentration of controlled nuclear power in the world. And I jokingly tell people, we had 8 reactors downstairs boiling water. That's the kind of aircraft carrier it was. And we went around the world cruise, by the way. But anyway, I was there. They came out. I spent a full afternoon with the head of the Air Force, and the guy who was in charge happened to be an ace in World War II. Shot down 7 enemy aircraft from the Nazis. Anyway, neither here nor there. But they took advantage of all the information that I gave them. Off they went back to work, and about a week or so later, I got a message from the captain, the Air Force, and his message was simple. It said, "Len, we virtually cut our losses in half." It's such a nice feeling in your heart and your mind that the things that you've been doing are saving lives. And it's the same now with the Antiva Health Program, because one of the guys, when we were up at altitude in a fighter, on the ground, who's there? Marines. Years later, a friend of mine who was a retired Marine, and after he retired, he became an attorney, and he's now one of our senior advisors in the Golden Rule Society charity. Jim Kyle is his name. What a wonderful man. Terrific. Super duper. But he said, "Len, you've got to come down to Texas, where this Marine friend is going to college." And he explained the whole thing. I said, okay. So I left California down to Texas, meet with him. The gentleman's name is Alexander Candelario. Terrific guy. Pretty bright and brilliant, technology-wise. So I said, what are you doing? He told me, and he showed me. I said, I can't believe what you're doing. This is really something. And it was technology that he gave it a little nickname, but his own, an acronym, if you will. He called it Antiva Health. Antiva meant informational technology, videos, television, all that sort of stuff. But that was his organization. And I said, we can't leave it just like this. So what I did was I helped fund and found his organization into a corporation. And corporation, we've got other people looking at it and said, this is incredible. So we got investors, and we gave them millions or more dollars. And the organization, in the years working, let me give you an example. The growth is exponential in the Antiva Health Program, because it was supposed to be this month, but it looks like it's going to be in October. My wife Ann and I are going over to Arizona, where we're going to help raise the flag on the third manufacturing plant, which is only 5 times bigger than the previous two manufacturing plants. That's the kind of growth that's going on. And here it is, as Ron McClayton mentioned. Antiva Health is now dedicated and named the #1 organization in the world, not just in the United States, but in the world, supporting the medical industry. That includes hospitals, doctors, nurses, all that sort of stuff. They have access to it. And I talk to doctors all the time. I said, are you familiar with Antiva Health? Oh, and they all say, oh, yes, I've heard about it. I said, have you visited the site? Well, not yet, but I'm going to. And I said, do it now. And usually they call me back in a couple of days and say, Len, why didn't you tell me more about this sooner? And if you're taking a piece of paper or you got it there, you can write this down. Because the nice part about it, here it is. You know how it goes? www.readydoc.com. That's ready, R-E-A-D-Y. Doc is simply D-O-C, short for doctor. readydoc.com. You go there, tell your doctors and nurses and the hospitals, tell them about it. Because it's incredible, because such a nice thing. Can you imagine the feeling that you would get if you were part of the program? How many lives are being saved on a day-to-day basis worldwide? Not only saving lives, but people are not suffering the pain and everything, and they can move around and be free. It just, like I say, tugs at the heartstrings. But that's what we're doing, and we've got a whole bunch of other things. And I'm going to change a second because we're getting close on time. Ron and ladies and gentlemen, just 2 days ago, I received from a dear friend who's a musician as a songwriting, and he sent me this song manufactured, beautifully done, and I had to listen to the music professionally done for 3 times in a row, and it's all about freedom. Freedom not only in the United States, but freedom in the world. And you just listen, I mean, it almost brings tears to your eyes. But that's what we're looking for. We want a free world where you can just enjoy life and do the best that you can to be something special or someone special. And that's what we're doing. And I'm going to be sharing that, by the way, Ron. You're going to get a copy of that today through the email. All of our senior advisors are going to get it. All of the organizations and the churches and charities that we've been supporting for all these years, they're going to get a copy of that. And they'll be able to look at that, listen to it, tug the heartstring and say, this is what we want to do. Beautiful. Music is always gorgeous, or can be, I should say. Wow. Being a professional musician when I was young. But that's the life that it is.
Was that song written by Brian?
Somebody mentioned me. Who's that speaking?
It's Ron. Was that perhaps Brian that wrote that song for you?
What was that again? I didn't quite hear this.
I was just asking you who wrote the song.
Oh, okay. Well, I have it, and I will send it to you. And it's simple. I don't think you know, Brad. Anyway, I'm going to send you that information. Okay.
Okay. Sure.
And I want to share it with everybody at the same time, so they all know and know what's happening.
Okay.
But you'll have it this afternoon. I'm going to send it to you shortly after we tie up the radio show today. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say thank you. God bless you. Stay with it. And remember, goldenrulesociety.org. To see the site, share it, and take advantage of it.
Have a great...
Yeah, I don't want to give away any secrets here, but my question is, when was the last time you were on the gun range, Madam Vice President? I would love to know, since she's talking about guns all the time.
We lost you.
We'll be on a two-way on the YouTube. Thank you, John. Good to see you. All right, so a lot more ahead.
Somebody's talking and breaking up. I can't understand you. Who's there? Yeah, that's a problem we have sometimes. Somebody's break in and anyway, back over to you, Ron. And again, I'll say it. God bless. Thank you very much. Keep up your great work because we're helping to make it a better world. Back over to you, Ron. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. Drive safe and have a great trip back to your hometown.
Hey, Len, this is Bob. I just wanted to say thanks and God bless you, my friend.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Keep up your great work.
Oh, you're the one that's doing all the great work, my friend. We appreciate you so much.
Well,
we love you.
Well, it's mutual because we're here helping others. Simple as that. Helping to make it a better world. And remember this, be kind and be early and smile. Okay?
Amen. Amen.
Amen, brothers. Bye-bye for now from Len Kaine.
You all have a great day, and God bless everybody.
Simple white markers, buried crosses, or stars of David. They add up to only a tiny